everybody. This is Danelle. Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the cryptocurrency market and the contagion. It's a word that you've probably heard, particularly over the last few weeks in crypto land, due to the filings of bankruptcy by a number of major firms in the crypto market space. And we're going to discuss what bankruptcy is, what some of the consequences of bankruptcy are, and the effects that it's had on the entire cryptocurrency market. So, as we look at the current cryptocurrency market right now, Bitcoin is up to actually down over the last 24 hours at 22,700. It's up over 8% over the last 7 days. Ethereum has been going on a run. It is currently at just over $1,500. And over the last 7 days, it has been up over 20%. And there was a period in time where over a 7 day span, it was over 40%. So Ethereum is doing very well. A lot of it due to speculation regarding the Ethereum merge, where Ethereum will be moving from proof of work, which is like Bitcoin, to proof of stake. People are speculating that hopefully that merge will be successful. So the price in Ethereum has been going up over the past couple of weeks, particularly the last 7 days or so. So we're going to talk about the contagion. If you've been keeping your ears to what's going on in the crypto markets, you probably have been hearing the buzzword contagion over the last several weeks because of Three Arrows Capital and their filing for bankruptcy, as well as the bankruptcies of Celsius and Voyager Digital. And there has also been a number of other crypto exchanges and firms that have been affected, not only because of the crypto market bear market with crypto, particularly Bitcoin, going from a 69,000 high in late 2021 to now down to 20,000. A lot of things have happened during that time frame when we lost billions of dollars in the cryptocurrency market as a whole, and that affected not only Three Arrows Capital, but then it went on to affect multiple firms because of it. So let's go over bankruptcy really quick. Bankruptcy, Chapter 11, is one of the more well-known types of bankruptcies that companies usually file for. And as you can see here, Chapter 11 is a form of bankruptcy that involves a reorganization of a debtor's business affairs, debts, and assets, and for that reason is known as a reorganization bankruptcy. Usually, these type of things tend to cause the failing of a company. Usually, they try to repay debtors as much as they can, and most likely they end up losing the company because of all the debt and no more ability to continue to run business due to the debt that is owed. Now, sometimes with the reorganization, it's possible, as you can see here, many major corporations that are still alive today, like General Motors and Kmart, have filed bankruptcy, but were we able to restructure their debts with the debtors and be able to come back on top. So it really just depends on the company, but a lot of times most companies do not survive a bankruptcy. Three Arrows Capital is or was a major crypto hedge fund. At one point in time, they were worth over a couple $1 billion due to many successful trades. But once the Luna, and we talked about this in our cascading consequences video, so please feel free to check back on that video to learn a little bit more about the Terra Luna situation. But they put a ton of money into Terra Luna. Terra Luna went from being worth over $40 billion at one point to now basically being worth less than $1 billion. It's actually at approximately, and we'll look here. So the market cap of Luna is now at 657 million. I'm actually surprised that it's even at that point, and the volume at 74 million, which is also a little interesting given the collapse, but I guess there are some people who are still making crazy bets on this cryptocurrency, even though it's now basically defunct. But at one point in time, the market cap of Terra Classic was over $40 billion. And it wasn't that long ago. It was actually in April. And then you see the precipitous drop that happened in May of this year. So due to that, Three Arrows Capital lost hundreds of millions of dollars. It's speculated anywhere from $200 to $600 million just off their investment in Terra Classic. They also made a large investment in GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which was trading at a premium for a very long time. And now it's being traded at a discount. So there was a large loss there. And they also lost a lot of money from staking Ethereum. So as we can see here, the Three Arrows Capital founders finally came out recently, and they had been in hiding for a while, and they discuss some of the reasons why they went into bankruptcy. And you can see on Monday there was a over 1,000-page court filing that revealed the extent of their debt, with individual claims worth over $1 billion. And it's likely a lot more than that, because not all debtors, as I mentioned earlier, have been able to file a claim. So we'll look here. Voyager has been reported to have lent out over $600 million to Three Arrows Capital due to Three Arrows Capital filing for bankruptcy and no longer able to pay Voyager. Voyager then had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to try to restructure, because they are now not receiving that $600 plus million that they were supposed to get back from Three Arrows Capital. So they were affected that way. Next is Celsius. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. From what we understand, Celsius also loaned millions of dollars to Three Arrows Capital, but they also went into bankruptcy because of what they were doing with customer funds by going onto decentralized exchanges and taking very risky bets on staking Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. There's also speculation that they had a lot of money and lost a lot of money in the Terra Luna cryptocurrency as well. So as you can see, the contagion that happened from the Three Arrows Capital bankruptcy, from stemming from the Terra Luna collapse, and then also the cascade of the crypto market in general, and the stock market, and inflation, and the overall macroeconomic environment. All of these things played a part in what is now happening in the cryptocurrency market, and partly why we are now seeing a lot of these firms having to file for bankruptcy and ultimately hurting the customers in the end. So as you can see here, there's court filings that revealed that Celsius lent $75 million to Three Arrows Capital. Now, as we look here, the Celsius team or company has over $5.5 billion in liabilities and only approximately $4.3 billion in assets, a filing shows, and they owe so there's a shortfall, as you can see, of $1.2 billion. So they owe customers over $4 billion, and it says here $4.7 billion to users alone. And these are unsecured creditors. So unfortunately, unsecured creditors will be paid last. You can still make a claim that you are owed money by Celsius from the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and there's information on that you can find online, also through Celsius's blog posts and Twitter posts as well, to get that information. But it's going to be a potential that those customers will lose most, if not all, of their funds, which is very unfortunate. Benzinga, which is a popular data analytics platform, the CEO is among Voyager's largest creditors. So Voyager Digital has a lot of creditors. You'll get a chance to see from the filing who are some of the largest creditors and unsecured parties. As you can see, this is from the bankruptcy court documents, and the CEO of Benzinga is one of the largest creditors. So it's anywhere in the millions that he has potentially lost in the Voyager Digital bankruptcy. We'll continue on. Three Arrows Capital borrowed and repaid more than $2 billion from blockchain.com. We mentioned this in one of our earlier videos. Blockchain.com has not filed for bankruptcy and is seemingly doing okay, even though they have not been unaffected by the bear market. They have had a number of layoffs, but apparently they are still owed over $250 million from Three Arrows Capital. At one point in time, they borrowed and repaid more than $2 billion from blockchain.com, and they are still responsible for, as I mentioned, over 200 million. I believe the number is about $270 million that is owed back to blockchain.com. Three Arrows Capital also has arm's length to the NFT market. They have what they say has been found due to on-chain data. They have 11 CryptoPunks. People are wondering what's going to happen to their NFTs. They have a multi-million-dollar NFT portfolio. You can see here some of the NFTs. Some of these are considered so-called blue chip NFTs. You have CryptoPunks. Art blocks is really popular. Autoglyphs, those are generative art NFTs. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, which is a part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. They also had some Bored Apes, Chromie Squiggles, Pudgy Penguins. So a lot of their NFTs are more art, generated art NFTs, but they also have some of the blue chips, which, as we know, is CryptoPunks, is probably considered the top, if not top two or three PFP profile picture project NFTs, as well as Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they have those two amongst others. And you see they have Ringers, which is another generative art piece, and they paid an exorbitant amount of money for this particular piece. So they have a very large NFT portfolio. So considering what happens in bankruptcy, there could be a cascade effect in the NFT market as well. As you can see, Zhu and Davies, who are the two founders of Three Arrows Capital, recently came out of so-called hiding, and they talked a little bit about what caused the collapse. And they mentioned, as I mentioned earlier, GBTC, Terra Luna, and staked Ethereum or staking Ethereum is three of the main reasons why 3AC folded and filed bankruptcy. And the cascading effect, Coinbase has had layoffs, and there's a lot of rumors surrounding Coinbase and their potential liquidity issues. Gemini has had layoffs. OpenSea has had layoffs. Blockchain.com has had layoffs. And then, of course, we know about Voyager filing for bankruptcy and Celsius filing for bankruptcy as well. And as you can see here, they had overexposure to Terra, staked Ethereum, and Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. So in other news, Tesla sold 75% of their holdings. Now, this headline can be a little bit misleading, and we have to always be careful and do our due diligence and dig a little bit deeper when we do research, because sometimes the headlines aren't quite what they may seem. It says Elon Musk swore in March not to sell any Bitcoin, but Tesla cashed out 75% of its Bitcoin holdings amid the crypto winter. Tesla had their earnings, and it came out that they sold a large portion of their Bitcoin holdings over the second quarter. But if you look at this tweet that they're referring to, he says, I still own and won't sell my Bitcoin. He doesn't say Tesla's Bitcoin, so he says my Bitcoin. So this can be a misleading headline because it says Elon Musk swore in March not to sell any Bitcoin, but he may be referring just to his own Bitcoin, his own personal stash of Bitcoin. Either way, that could be another reason why Bitcoin began to tumble down. They sold at around 29,000 or so. So they sold at a minor loss. It was a little bit over $1 billion that they bought in Bitcoin. They were able to get approximately 930 million out of their sale. They still hold Bitcoin. So there's a possibility they will continue to hold onto that Bitcoin and maybe buy some more over a period of time. Tesla, due to shutdowns and the pandemic, had predicted that they would be losing and burning cash over the next couple of quarters due to their new factories that have just opened. So the Bitcoin sale actually helps them in terms of having cash on hand for operations. And the other major news story over the week is that the SEC has filed a complaint, against a Coinbase former employee for insider trading, and they have now uh, listed 9 cryptocurrencies as securities. So if you are in unregistered securities, there are potential fines and major punishment related to this because the securities have to be regulated by the SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission. So we'll find out some more information over time. But we know right now the SEC is considering these 9 cryptocurrencies as securities. They have been sold and traded on the Coinbase platform. So this is one of the issues, and we'll do a video on this down the line regarding securities and what that can mean for the cryptocurrency market. So thank you so much. We just wanted to give you a overview of the contagion and bankruptcy and what's been happening in the cryptocurrency marketplace. Please continue to do your own research. We are not financial advisors. We are just conduits of information. We hope that this is helpful. We hope you join us at Networkchain. We look forward to linking up with you soon. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.